What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here at West Georgia Rides and Customs. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Unified Scale Auto Content Creators of YouTube's group build, where we're building the 1968 Dodge Dart. And yes, I am building it Pro Street style. In the last video, we talked about as far as cutting the blower opening, how to measure, a couple of videos back, how to measure, make sure that you're getting the opening for your hood squared up and just where it'll fit right through there. And then the last video I showed y'all how we took and transferred and started cutting the opening, whether we're using either using X-Acto blades like this, using the old Dremel like this, or using just once we get everything, if you want to do it faster, using this. And this is what we did use. We actually used the drilled a series of holes down through the opening itself, and then once we got the opening pretty much well squared up and sanded in, we cleaned everything up with the big X-Acto knife. This isn't the number 11. This is the number, I forget which one this is. This is the big handle. But we took the sanding sticks as far as the 100 grit and a series of different files, which I use, either the rounded, I wanted to round the corners over, and use that kind of little chisel point flat blade to get where the big one, the big sanding stick would not fit. Well, was you successful, Pappy? Yeah, darn right I was successful. And there we are. That's what we got everything opened up right there. Got some fine tuning I want to do eventually. You can always see kind of the edge right there. Let me tilt it down. You can see a raw edge down through there, and I always like to kind of bevel that. Bevel it in a little bit all the way around. So that'll be some of the the finer things that we'd like to do. And then what we did was, once we got it to a raw opening, as far as trying to make sure that everything's fitting and playing nicely, we took the hood. And why do I leave the tape on there? I leave the tape on there to make sure that that way I can sand up to that line and make it where it's not a raw edge. And eventually we will pull this off. But it also makes sure and reassures me that I'm still in, once I set the hood over the engine itself, that are reference points that we marked earlier, here, and here, and along with these right here, are all in the same place, so nothing moved. I see a nub right there I didn't get right there. Okay, all right. Well, here's the pièce de résistance, and I don't know where I learned words like that, but we'll drop that thing right down in there, and there we go. We got an opening sticking right up out of that blower sticking out of there, just like I want it. And once we get it all painted up and dolled up, put the 2 carbs and whatever air cleaner I want to put on it, there it'll be. But there's where we're at as far as with the opening I was talking about earlier, as far as making sure that the reference points with the tape are still in place, and yes, they are. And here's the reference points for the where we're doing down the side itself. I had to open this up a little bit more to accommodate where the blower belt and the pulley for the blower will come up out of there. I may have to notch that back a little bit more. You can't ever tell. Once I get my pulleys on there, then we can start fine tuning that opening right in here. But we'll see what happens further down the road and I want to get all that done before I start getting the hood and the body into paint. So that's where we're at right there. But really did was able to get that accomplished. But I wanted to show y'all the progress on that and kind of drop the same video as far as the measuring. how to measure the opening, how to get everything opened up, and then as far as the final product right here. Anyhow, hope this finds everyone well. If you got any questions, feel free, drop me questions down below. Go over to mcvproducts.net, get you some of that great Pro Street stuff and all the big engines that he sells over there at MCV Products. And get it. If you ain't got, if you don't listen to anything on the bench while you're building, I do. I listen to the Scale Model Car podcast over at Spotify. Jump on there and listen to some of their antics. Great group of guys. I enjoy jumping in there with them on occasions when I'm invited and having fun with them. Anyhow, folks, as I always say, remember, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.